In a quaint village nestled in the heart of Wyoming, there existed a close-knit family comprising a man, his wife, and their charming young son named John. John's father was renowned throughout the town as a skilled doctor who possessed an exceptional talent for utilizing herbs to cure ailments. People traveled from far and wide, seeking the expertise of this esteemed village physician. Legend had it that his hands held a healing touch, for all who sought his aid departed feeling rejuvenated. From a tender age, John looked up to his father with admiration, harboring aspirations to follow in his footsteps. He shadowed his father closely, eager to absorb all he could, assisting wherever possible. Yet, when John reached the age of 17, tragedy struck. His father fell prey to a mysterious illness, and despite their combined efforts and knowledge, they were unable to combat it. In fact, the ailment only intensified, leaving John's father in a precarious state. After 2 agonizing weeks, John's father succumbed to the illness, leaving John engulfed in a whirlwind of grief and frustration. He'd abandoned his aspirations of becoming a doctor, embittered by the belief that if he couldn't save his own father, what hope did he have? His faith in his abilities shattered, he withdrew from his dreams. With his father's passing, John sought solace in the tranquility of the woods, finding a measure of peace amidst nature's embrace. On a wintry day, John found himself plagued by restlessness and inner turmoil. Seeking solace, he ventured into the familiar embrace of the woods, a place where he often found peace through hunting or simply immersing himself in nature's beauty. Little did he know, this day would be unlike any other. Near the wood's entrance, John was suddenly confronted with a daunting sight, a massive bear emitting a guttural growl, its presence foreboding. Yet, as he observed the creature more closely, John discerned something amiss. The bear's breathing was labored, and it emitted a plaintive sound, indicating distress. His gaze fell upon a fresh gash above the bear's left eye, and a realization struck him. This bear was pregnant and in the throes of labor. Despite the looming danger, John hesitated to retreat, compelled by empathy for the suffering animal. As their eyes met, he sensed a silent plea for help emanating from the bear's gaze, revealing a sentient being in need. Despite the risks and his own apprehensions, John resolved not to abandon the bear in her time of need. Drawing upon his experience aiding animals in labor, he suppressed his fear and approached the bear cautiously. What followed were moments of intense adrenaline and surreal tension, as John embarked on a daring mission to assist the bear through a precarious birth. He successfully assisted the bear in delivering her cubs, uncovering an unusual complication that had caused her distress. Despite the inherent danger, John also gathered herbs to alleviate the bear's injured eye, displaying remarkable courage and compassion. To his astonishment, the bear remained remarkably calm throughout the ordeal, expressing gratitude towards John instead of hostility. Initially wary of a potential attack, John was surprised when the bear, after being helped, simply carried her offspring away without incident. Realizing their paths would likely never cross again and that his tale might be met with skepticism, John nonetheless felt a profound sense of happiness as he made his way home that night. The experience of saving the bear rekindled a dormant part of him, reminding him of the joy he found in helping others. Upon reaching home, John excitedly recounted his encounter and newfound determination to his mother, who, though unable to fully comprehend, was grateful to the mystical bear for revitalizing her son's spirit. In the following days, John returned to the spot where he had encountered the bear, hoping for a glimpse of her and her cubs, though he knew the likelihood was slim. Despite their unlikely reunion, he cherished the memory of their encounter, recognizing the profound impact it had on him. The bear had bestowed upon him the gift of rediscovery, igniting a newfound purpose and appreciation for life within him. Life took a positive turn for John as he opened his own medical practice in the village, a move met with excitement and support from the community, who visited and gifted his new establishment. Amidst his bustling practice, John found solace in his marriage to Brenda, his childhood friend and sweetheart. Despite his busy schedule, he always made time to unwind in the comforting embrace of nature in the woods. As winter approached, John learned that the season would be particularly harsh, with late snowfall and frequent blizzards predicted. Aware that his tranquil spot in the woods would soon be inaccessible, Jon resolved to make one last visit before winter's grip took hold. Venturing into the woods, Jon found them eerily quiet, most of the animals having already retreated into hiding. Lost in his thoughts, he suddenly stumbled and fell into a deep ditch, injuring his leg in the process. With darkness descending and no one around to hear his cries for help, Jon faced a desperate situation. Despite the risk of attracting predators, Jon called out for assistance until his voice grew hoarse, but no help came. Feeling the harsh cold seeping into his bones, he began to lose hope. Exhausted and in pain, he succumbed to the cold and started to drift into unconsciousness. Suddenly, he was jolted awake by a series of loud thuds approaching him. Fear gripped him as he realized a predator was closing in. Helpless and vulnerable, Jon feared the worst, thinking of his loved ones and how they would cope with his tragic fate. Just hours after he had promised to return soon, Jon found himself facing imminent danger. The thudding footsteps grew louder, revealing a massive, menacing black bear staring hungrily at him from the edge of the ditch. As the bear prepared to leap, a large figure swooped in, pushing the black bear out of sight. Amidst growls and sounds of a scuffle, Jon's heart pounded in terror. When the forest finally fell silent, Jon's fear turned to astonishment as he saw a grizzly bear emerge. The bear bore an old scar across its eye, unmistakably the same bear he had aided months before. The mother grizzly descended into the ditch, followed by two smaller bears, presumably the cubs he had helped deliver. To Jon's astonishment, the mother bear began sniffing and then licking his face. Paralyzed with fear, Jon wondered if the bear recognized him or if she intended to harm him. However, instead of attacking, the bear gently lifted Jon out of the ditch by his collar, laying him a few feet away from the motionless black bear. As Jon observed her closely, he realized she did indeed remember him, and he was overcome with gratitude and disbelief. With a nudge, the grizzly encouraged Jon to rise, allowing him to lean on her for support as they slowly exited the woods, the two cubs following closely behind. Upon reaching the edge of the woods, instead of leaving, the grizzly led Jon to his house, where his wife and mother awaited, initially alarmed by the bear's presence. However, Jon quickly explained the miraculous turn of events, leaving them in awe and gratitude to the bear who had once again come to his rescue. His mother's disbelief turned to awe as she realized her son hadn't been hallucinating. Together, they watched in amazement as the bear and her cubs disappeared into the woods, knowing that this extraordinary tale would be passed down through generations. That day marked the last time Jon laid eyes on his old friend, the grizzly bear who had once again come to his rescue. The memory of that remarkable encounter would stay with him, a testament to the enduring bond between man and nature.